Hello and welcome to Steve's Vintage Model Builds. Going to do some cooking tonight. Going to make some Coquille St. Jacques. And Coquille St. Jacques is scallops and cream sauce with mashed potato and Gruyere cheese. Uh, couldn't find Gruyere cheese. And Gruyere cheese is really expensive. So I got Havarti, which is less expensive, but still expensive. Anyways, so yeah, I got my winter scruff on. We had a bit of snow here yesterday on the island. Went for a nice scrunchy walk in the snow. It was great exercise, wonderful fresh air. It's been cold here, and anyways, this is the kind of dish that'll it'll sure warm you up on a cold winter's night. So I'm gonna move the camera, and we're gonna get started. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the heat about medium, and we're gonna need half a pound of sliced mushrooms. These are white mushrooms. You can use creminis. Any kind of mushrooms will do. They're going to get browned anyways, so might as well, doesn't matter. Mushrooms are mushrooms. What did he say? Okay, so yeah, so we get a nice good frying pan here. The recipe I'm using tonight is from a website called All Recipes, and that's a good name for it because they have recipes for everything, and they're all excellent. I go, they're my go-to. If I'm looking for a recipe, that's where I go first. Take the glasses off because I'm going to fry. Okay, so there's different ways to make Coquille St. Jacques. Traditionally, it's with whole scallops. Which for some reason, even though we are 150 meters away from the ocean, for some reason we get our scallops from the East Coast. Welcome to Canada, or Canada. Anyways, yeah, so our scallops come all the way from the East Coast. They're frozen, and by the time they're unfrozen, they're mush. So I buy the little bay scallops that have been frozen, but they're not only a lot cheaper, but they're much better for this recipe anyways. Okay, so mushrooms. Mushrooms going dry. Dry as bone. Now, I suppose there's a lot of debate about this. No, you didn't put butter, you didn't put oil, you just put them in the pan. Well, yeah, that's how it's done in restaurants. So, we're going to have that. Get that going. Some nice little bay scallops there. Mine, my light. Nice little bay scallops. We'll need some white wine. You can use chicken stock if you want. About a half a cup of shallots. Let's see, by the way, there. Half a cup of shallots. 1 egg yolk. Half a cup of heavy cream, aka whipping cream. Two teaspoons of minced tarragon or tarragon. And I like shrimps. Yeah. So yeah. So I peeled, deveined, deheaded, beheaded, whatever, 4 shrimps, and then just cut them up into pieces. Call me a rebel. Okay, so what's going to happen here? As these start to dry saute, they're going to start giving off moisture. And since I have this ability, I am going to zoom in a bit. There you go. How's that? Everybody happy? Are we still running here? Good. Okay, so hope everybody's doing well out there and had a good Christmas. Christmas can be a very happy time. It can also be a sad time for many people. I know I lost uh, my uncle, the oldest brother in my father's my father's siblings, just before Christmas. His birthday was actually Christmas Eve, and I don't know. I think it was the day before his. I think it would have been his 96th birthday. Anyways, yeah, but he'd been in well, they call it memory care now, but you know what I mean. Brilliant man. Uh, he defected to Quebec as a young man, but I don't hold that against him. He was always my favorite uncle. So it was kind of bittersweet. It's sad to lose people, but when the people they were are pretty much gone, well, then what can I say? Anyways, so and again, he was in Quebec. We didn't have the opportunity to attend the memorial service, but it was very nice. And his lady life partner, and they put together some very, very lovely tributes. He was a smart man. He was an academic. Spent most of his career at Bishop's University. Started out at University of Toronto. And so you see here now, see how that's coming off now. The water, the steam's coming off, the water's coming out, and they're starting to brown up. Okay? And this is exactly what you want. The thing is, if you use oil, okay, fine. You're gonna actually, you're gonna kind of fry those mushrooms up, um, which is okay. But if you use butter, there's moisture and salt in the butter, unless you use unsalted butter, and that draws out the moisture even more, which inhibits the frying action. So, as I said, this is how chefs do it in the restaurant, and what they do is, well, you'll see what they do because I'm going to do it. Okay, so what do you got, Kev? Time for a little swig. If you're not familiar with tarragon, this is what it looks like. It's an herb. I had to buy this at the store. Um, it's January here in, in the middle of winter, and the only herbs we got going right now are parsley and oregano. But the oregano at this time of year is just so gnarly. We got a whole bed of it out front, and to be honest with you, it's more of a pain than anything. Just keeping it down. Free oregano, I cry. Come and get it. Anyways, it's nice just to be able to go out and get your own oregano. But yeah, right now it's really hard and gnarly, and yeah. So, but it dries up beautifully, and well, I could say something about that, but I'm not gonna. Well, you if you find yourself short of cash on a Friday or Saturday afternoon, you can always head down to that part of town with with a bag of oregano. That doesn't work so much anymore here in Canada because weed's legal. We got more pot stores than liquor stores around here, I tell you. There we go. It's legal to grow. It's legal to buy. So, okay. So here we go. Not commenting on the wisdom of that one way or the other. Other than to say, overall, I don't think it's really benefited our society. Okay, so here we go. Here we have see how those are browned up without any oil whatsoever. Okay, so now the water's gone. All the moisture's pulled out of those. Now this recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of butter. In the UK, they call that a small knob. A large knob is a tablespoon. Now. Okay, and the recipe actually calls for unsalted butter, but I'm using salted butter because I don't have salted butter. Or I don't have unsalted butter. And we will just, unless you're baking, it doesn't really matter. It's just if your recipe like this calls for unsalted butter, you just use less salt when you're doing your other seasoning. So, yeah. Okay, can we see how these are now browning up real nice here. Yeah. Come on, Steve. There we go. Okay, just going to let those sit and brown while I go look at my recipe. This thing, might as well use it. Shout out to Betty. Hi. And the family. How are y'all doing there? I saw the fish video, but I didn't really have a chance to comment. So um, Betty has koi fish. They have a koi pond. They're in Minnesota. God bless Minnesota. And thank God Betty and those aren't in Minneapolis right now. Uh, they're good, solid, God-fearing people. So, anyways, yeah. So they have a koi pond, but they have to bring in the fish in the winter time. And he has a nice little fish tank. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And a little bit of my patented garlic and onion mixture. And the shallots. And put the tarragon in at the end. And turn down the heat a bit. And see how the mushrooms are browning up nice, like you see them in the restaurant. Yeah. Hope you can see that. Yummy. If you don't have shallots, you can use regular onion. Shallots have a somewhat milder flavor, but yeah, anyway. Filipinos use shallots a lot rather than regular onion. Okay. Sorry, I don't have my glasses here because I'm frying. Frying over you. Sorry. Now I'm going to attach the recipe, and people will notice that I've done this a little differently, but the result will be the same. For one thing, it says you put the butter in first and then put the shallots in, but I've found that if you put the shallots in too soon, by the time the mushrooms are done, shallots are burned. I don't like burnt shallots. Crispy onions are good, but okay. And bam! Get that tarragon in there. Sorry, Emerald. Was your BAM copyrighted? Tarragon goes beautifully with fish, and it's kind of almost a licoricey flavor. So, okay, so we can see here we've got some nice fond developed here. Our shallots are translucent, and we're ready to deglaze. Okay, so here we go, back on the heat. You want to get all those good little bits off the bottom. Which the French call fond. I think I mentioned that. Well, everybody else in the world calls them the little brown bits on the bottom. Huh. Okay, so yeah, this is not a cheap dish, and it's not a low-fat dish. It sure isn't. Okay. Okay, so everybody looking happy here. And then once all that stuff is cleared off, what we're going to do pour it all into a strainer or through a strainer. Okay, here we go. Now, this recipe says to poach the scallops in that white wine mixture, which I would do if they were whole scallops, but they're not. I have these nice little bay scallops, and I'm going to take a little bit of the liquid here. See that deliciousness? Oh, yummy. And that goes in. turn up the heat. And in goes the cream. Yeah, in goes the cream. I'm going to whisk this around. And we will bring this up to a boil. And we're going to let that cream reduce by about half. It'll probably take a few minutes. So yeah, here's a nice Havarti cheese. Havarti. Castello, that's a big brand here in Canada. Actually comes from Ontario and not Quebec, which is always good for me. You want to keep stirring this around a little bit here and there. You don't want to boil it too hard because you'll break the cream sauce. You just really want to simmer, so I'm going to turn that down. And we're going to need about a half a cup of that. Shredded. You see how that's already reducing? You could also do this with like a bechamel or white sauce if you want it. Okay, there we go. We're getting there, just a couple more minutes. And what I've been doing over to the side there is zesting up some lemon. And we need about a half a cup of the Havarti. Okay, now put the egg yolk in, and just a little at a time. You don't want to scramble the egg. That's why I'm doing it this way. So we're using the egg here to thicken. The other technique you can use is you can take a little bit of the hot liquid and put it in here. Although that's usually when you've got more egg. So we've done pretty well here, only a little bit of scrambled egg, which will probably break down. In goes the object of the exercise. These will take hardly any time at all. Thin this down with a bit more wine. And off the heat. There's that. Needs a bit more salt. And a bit more garlic and onion mixture there. There we go. If you don't like shrimp, you don't have to have the shrimp. I just like it. And we get the whole shrimps. And peel them off. Some people are put off by the whole shrimps with the heads, but no. Get in there. Okay, so we're good there. Clean as we go a bit here. In go the lemon zest. If you don't want to do lemon zest, you can just do some lemon juice. real lemon juice, not the stuff in the little lemon plastic thing you get at the store. So I'm going to use these containers, nice shell shape. Normally this is an appetizer, but we're kind of having it as a main course tonight, so we're going to use these. They're pretty and shellish. If you're going to do appetizers, you can get these nice little scallop shells, and these are great for the little bay scallops, especially. Hard to fit a big fat scallop in there. But yeah, nice little appetizers if you're having a party. Just load it into the shell and off you go. I got mine from buying stuffed scallop shells and saving the scallops. And the noise in the background there is the kettle boiling, and I will show you why in a minute. Oh, and if you like seafood, oh, this smell is so good. Yummy, yum. Now I've got the heat low here because I don't want to overcook the seafood. So it's just kind of sitting there being happy, absorbing everything. Yay. Oh, and the wine I used is this, Jacques and Triggs, 0%. We got it. We got it for Christmas. I bought it for Christmas because we had a couple people coming over who don't drink, so or don't drink alcohol. So, oh, me back. Yeah. Okay, so now here we go. Let me seat this up a bit more. Now here's the next thing. Okay, see that? Buttery mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes. The horror. The horror. If you want to make your own, if you want to boil your potatoes and smash them up and get them to the right consistency, you're welcome to do that. But these are perfect for piping on top of our serving dish. So there we go. Okay. The shrimp are just starting to turn red, which is good. Scallops I can still feel are nice and tender. There. There is no escape. So for the potatoes, we just need 2 cups of water, hot water. You can also get these in like a garlic flavor. I think they also do like loaded potato that has bacon and stuff. So here, I'll show you here. Yay, it's a little warm. Okay, Kev. Don't be stupid. Okay, here we go. So you pour the 2 cups water in. You pour the potato mix in. These are kind of buttery. And they set aside. That gets turned down and off the heat. And last here is just a little tiny bit of cayenne. Come on. There we go. That'll perk it up. Cream. And some cream in the mashed potatoes. Why not? I already died from a heart attack once. What more can they do to me? There we go. Okay, and so here we have a piping bag. Not an expensive one, a cheap one. Doesn't have to be expensive. Move the thing, Steve. There you go. Okay. All right, so here's what we do. Put that bit back in there. Mushrooms go in the bottom. make it nice and even. Yeah, not too much there. There we go. Yes, my hands are clean, don't worry. Okay, get it all nice and even here. Keep down there. Keep down, down, down. Okay, it's been a while since I used a piping bag, but the thing is to get it nice and tight up here with no air. So I'm going to push stuff down, and you do like this. You can make whatever pattern you want, but it's usually best to just go around the side here like this. There we go. I like lots of mashed potatoes. There we go. Okay, now, doesn't that look nice? Now comes the Havarti. And just for fun, and because I like it, put a little bit of paprika over top. You can use cayenne if you want. Now we're going into the broiler. So, excuse me. That took us about an hour. A little extra prep time for slicing up the mushrooms and stuff like that. Okay, and we can. Where are you, Kev? There you are. There. So, yeah, I mean, about 5-7 minutes under the broiler. Stop it. Get out of the way. There, that's better. Okay, and so yeah, that's it. I mean, we got leftover mashed potatoes. Not hard to find something to do with them. And we can garnish with some fresh tarragon leaves. And we're going to have it with some nice crusty garlic bread. There you go. So I'll just putter around a little bit here. Oh, we're going to have some broccoli too. My wife said, you can't just have seafood, potatoes, and broccoli and cream sauce. Okay, so that's what we got. Okay, so how are we looking here? Come on now. There. So I'll disassemble the pastry bag. And those mashed potatoes, they're real good. Yeah. Just 2 cups of water, and that's it. Betty Crocker does mashed potatoes too. But I think for those, you have to cook them in a pan or in a pot and add milk. So, yeah. So, yeah, time to get cleaned up a little bit here. And what other kind of news is going on? Oh, while we're waiting, I already told you about Peter Oxley sent me a package of things. And in one of those, in that package, was a beautiful mug from Moorland Pottery, and shows a bunch of historical buildings, and it's very nice. Great for hot chocolate, made with real chocolate that you melt, and you add milk too. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Come on now. Okay, so I guess that'll be it for now. And I will take a picture when it comes out of the broiler. And so that'll be it for tonight. So thanks to everyone who's joining me. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. Always welcome any kind of comments, as long as they're respectful, not vulgar, all that other stuff. So, yeah, thanks again, and we'll be seeing you next time. Bye now.